In today's idea in brief, I'd like to talk to you about this misunderstood term called millennials. Today I walk into one office, and to my biggest surprise, I found out that in that office, the oldest person, from just looking at it, could look like somebody who is 24, 25 years old. And when I got to ask that, does this office selection depend on age? Then they told me, no, it just depends on the team. Then I said, I think all of you are still very young. Then they said, no, we are not young, we are millennials. Then I said, what is a millennial? This question ended up into a very long discussion that we concluded with lunch. So we were trying to ask them, does age only make you millennials? I think all of them thought that was the case. And I told them, no. Just the fact that you are young cannot make you a millennial. In fact, a millennial is not just defined by age, and it defines by very many key factors. And I was making a joke by saying, if you went to Langata Primary, for example, or if you went to those secondary schools that you need to explain to people where they are, the location where they belong, they don't feature in the national map, then therefore you're not a millennial. And I told them, if you say I was in Starehe, if you say I was in Lenana, if you say I was in St. Mary's Yala, if you say I was in Precious Blood, immediately somebody knows very clearly that you are coming from a school that is well known and therefore gives you millennial. Because I told them that millennial is not just about age, it's also about the social inheritance you have. What kind of family do you have? I asked them, do you need this job that you're working in? And they said, yes, they need this job. And I told them, millennials don't need the jobs where they are. Actually, the job needs them. And from that matter, we went for lunch, and I was trying to explain to them actually what constitutes a millennial, so that some people don't just throw tantrums around in offices thinking that actually they are millennials, therefore they need to be managed in a special manner. So out of those discussions, we came up with, let's say, 6 fundamental characteristics of what actually can constitute a millennial. First, I said millennials actually tend to be techno savvy. Techno savvy because they research, they know about what's happening, they have to know what is the latest technology in town, they have to know what new ways of doing things, and that's why they become sometimes very smart at what they do at place of work. Millennials, contrary to opinion, actually are family-oriented because they are from the social inheritance they get is from the family. So they believe family is important because of identity. Family is important because of the network it brings. Family is important because their family gives them what they are. I am from X family. Millennials actually are achievement-oriented. People think millennials are a bunch of lazy people who just stay in your company and they're just difficult to manage. No, they are achievement-oriented. And because they believe they are very good in achievement, and that's why they demand, and sometimes they put demands on their employers to be able to consummatively actually compensate them for their effort. And if you don't know, millennials are team-driven. They work as a team. Look at millennials that work at Uber. Look at millennials that have worked at Google. Look at those innovative companies where millennials have made a big difference. Go look at Pixar. Look at Apple. Very team-oriented. Work as a team to deliver a fantastic project. But another thing is that millennials crave for attention. Attention, why? Because they believe they are good. They believe that they're good achievers. And therefore, sometimes they really want some sort of attention. But of course, this may look like a negative characteristics, but actually it can be explored to a benefit of organizations. And also, if you like, millennials are prone to job hopping. They can move from this job to the other because they are so good. If you are so good, you always can get a job. Like one of my colleagues told me, I want a job in your organization, but I've heard that they are not hiring people anymore. And I told him, no, what? If you are good at what you do, you'll be hired even if people have frozen employment. Like if you play for Arsenal, and you are a good player in Arsenal, if you turn out to Barcelona Football Club, they may not need you. But if Ronaldo from Juventus now turns out in Arsenal and tells Arsenal, please give me 2-year contract, I'll play for you. I'm sure even if Arsenal is not hiring strikers anymore, for sure you know very well they are going to hire Cristiano Ronaldo. So in basics, millennials have a certain characteristics, and they are not characteristics which is management. Actually, they are very pro management. Because of what? Millennials are excited about their jobs. And they like telling people, I work in XY places, which means they like the fact that they are having a job and where they work. And then secondly, they work very hard. And because they work hard, they also work efficiently because they want to be smart to be able to make it when for shorter what took people longer to deliver. So to merely manage millennials, advice I can give you is that millennials, as opposed to other generations, they tend to look at their supervisors as their peers. And if you are able to start behaving like their peers when they are supervisors, you get their heart. But do you know what? Where the line between friendship and supervisory roles are well defined, then millennials tend to work very hard. So from today, please, brothers and sisters, do not look at millennials as people who are incapable of managing, but just look at what are their true characteristics, because there's a lot of misconception as to what constitutes millennials. People think they're anti-family. They're very family-oriented people. People think they can work as a team, but actually they enjoy working with teams. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.